All right, all right, all right. Shalom, 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 shalom to the elect of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Starting with the 144,000 elect men, 12,000 from each of the tribes, to the innumerable multitude of the one-third remnants of men, women, and children, that Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is going to have mercy upon these last days, which we're in the beginning stages of. All right? So shalom, shalom, shalom to all of you. Before we get started with this highway and hedge lesson, we're going to open up by facing the east and giving the much due all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waha, Rachak, Wadash, Shubha, Shemayim. All right? Double honors to the elders and apostles and bishops of Great Millstone GMS that taught us this truth and that rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. For you, sincere Aki and Wa Aqua, these sincere brothers and few amounts of sincere sisters that'll tune into this highway and hedge lesson. Adawan, Rataza, Lord willing, that this highway and hedge lesson is edifying and exhorting unto you straight to the point and playing upon the tables. All right? I'm your brother Ayam Nawa Allah, representing warriors for Yahweh Shai out here in Houston, Texas, 77089. All right, without further ado, we're going to dive into these three topics as always and bring it forth. The topic, as always, is a biblical prophecy. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Adawan Rataza. This highway and hedge lesson is edifying. All right? And shalom to the brother Yawan. Shalom. Yahabashim El Shai Barakatah. The brother Yawan out there in Detroit, Michigan. Or Lansing, Michigan. All right? So the three topics we're going into, the things to be aware of that are happening throughout the week, all right, is what? The Russian warships that have come to Cuba, 90 nautical miles off the coast of Florida, right? The Idaho government is stopping water for farms to engineer a mass famine, and an MOT to the B update on the new updates that Elon Musk has done for the MOTB. He said it's going to be able to cure neurological disorders, all right? AKA bullshit, all right? So without further ado, we're going to dive into these three topics. Adawan Ratazah, the highway and hedge lesson is edifying. All right? Hey, shalom to the brother. Shalom. Shalom. Yahbashim El Barakatah, the brother out there in Pasadena. All right? So yeah, without further ado, we're going to dive into these topics, bringing forth Adawan Ratazah, the highway and hedge lesson is edifying. Starting off with the Russian warships 90 miles off the coast of Florida. All right? 90 miles off of the coast of Florida, but close to America, man. All right, in general, close to America in general. All right, people are trying to say, "Oh, don't be alarmed. Those nuclear submarines, those tactical warships, did not come over here with any weapons. They're not loaded with any weaponry. They're here for a peaceful purpose. Here, where? In Cuba for a peaceful purpose? When Cuba don't like America? When they got the Chinese over there operating at that the Cuban missile base, and now you got the damn Russians over there showing the united front with the Chinese in Cuba, and Cuba also wants to join the BRICS alliance too. Goes to show you that they're truly opposed to America, right? But it's just for peaceful purposes though, right? It's not to be concerned about. Don't even worry about it, right? Be not ignorant of anything of a great matter or a small, man. All right? Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 15. All right, so getting into it, we're going to open up with the book. It's like it. We're going to get the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1. It's like I'm fighting against the wind. All right. The book is 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. All right, the last days, the end of this age, the eon in which we are currently in the midst of, in these last days, man. All right, the end is being made more evident in these last days. All right, and in the end, what's going to happen? More perilous times shall come. Right? Perilous going into what? Troublesome, dangerous, times that are hard to bear, full of danger and risk. All right, that's the times that we're coming into. All right, times that are full of danger and full of risk, hazardous, treacherous, gruesome times to bear, man. Especially by means of what? the wars that are going to start happening. The Great War, World War III, the Civil War, the insurrection, the insurgency here in America, Babylon the Great. All right, the race wars, you name it, man. A plethora of wars that are going to be happening that are going to engulf the planet Earth with violence, man. All right, treacherous and perilous times we are truly entering into the beginning stages of. All right, hey, shalom to the brother, shalom. Shalom, Yabashim Shai Barakatah, shalom, brother. All right, moving on. We're going to get the book of 1 Peter. All right, the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 7. Like I said, bear with me. Find against the wind. All right. The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Right, the end of this wicked ass rulership. The end of an age, the eon in which we are currently in the presence of here in America, Babylon the Great. Who? Us Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians. Us Hebrew Israelites, the true people of the Most High. Right? We are at the end of this wicked ass rulership that we're in. All right, and we're seeing it come into fruition more. Right? The end of all things is at hand, being made more evident, coming into fruition. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Being therefore what? Sober-minded, spiritually, physically, mentally. Being cool, calm, collected in spirit. Right? Constantly watching for these prophetic events to come to pass. Right? Being circumspect, vigilant, prudent, cautious in these last days, because the days are fucking evil, man. And it's only going to get worse in the near future. Right? So this is the time that we're in, an evil time. A time that is going to be made manifest, that is of a perilous, orientation. Grievous to the people that don't have Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai with them. All right? So we are to be what? Prudent in these last days. Watching for these prophetic events to come to pass. Being cool, calm, collected in the spirit, because guess what? Greater evils are going to be made manifest, right? 2nd Ezra 14 and 16. But yet, greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Greater evils, man. We ain't seeing shit yet, but we see the signs of the times. We see that the end of America, Babylon the Great, is becoming more evident in these last days. Yes, we do. And that's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, via the Holy Spirit, which gives us the eyesight, right? The wisdom and knowledge and understanding to be able to comprehend these scriptures, to comprehend these prophecies, to be able to see the forthcoming calamities, to warn our people, man, of the destruction to come, the said perils, man. All right? We see the end of America happening, man. Let's get this in the book of Joel. All right, pertaining to these Medes. The Medes are the so-called Russians today. All right. The book of Joel. Let's lock it. The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9 through 10. Straight to the point. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, right? These heathen nations. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. All right? Let all the men of war draw near, man. All right? The men of war are drawing near. They're girding themselves up and preparing for war. Against who? The great whore, America, Babylon the Great. The whore that sitteth upon many waters. All right? These heathen nations are preparing themselves for a very heavy, gruesome war. Physically, by means of the ground fighting, and the nuclear side. Why do you think they're constantly perfecting and forging more weapons of mass destruction? To ultimately eliminate the enemy that is at large, the damn Babylonians here. America, Babylon the Great. The great whore that sitteth upon many waters. That all these other nations start to follow suit and get tainted by the doctrines here in America, Babylon the Great. The ways, the fashions, the behaviors, the philosophies, the godly principles in which America, Babylon the Great tells people to act in accordance with, which is what? The ways, fashions, and behaviors of wickedness, man. All right? So yes, all these heathen nations are preparing for war against this bitch, America, Babylon the Great. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right, it says, prepare for war, right? And it says what? To forge these weapons of mass destruction, right? It says to beat your plowshares into swords, your pruning hooks into spears. That's the forging of weapons of mass destruction, right? And in this instance, in today's modern day society, right, you had these heathen nations do that. Because in the scripture, it's farming tools, right? These are tools used for farming, right? But in today's modern day and age, the North Koreans, the Chinese, if I'm not mistaken, even the Iranians, stopped all farming production to put more funds and money towards their, put more funds towards the military. More funds towards what? The nuclear missiles, their ground forces, training, fighting, shooting, right? All those things. They took the money that they were putting towards food and agriculture and put it to their military, all right? So this is happening. And they're constantly what? Forging, perfecting, upgrading their weapons of mass destruction, all right? Especially the Medes, primarily the Medes. They're the top nuclear power of today with the most powerful, technologically advanced ICBM nuclear missile, right? So you can't make this shit up, all right? We're seeing these things happen in the world, all right? We're tracking these things. We're keeping tabs on these things, so to speak, right? Keeping a very sharp, keen, meticulous eye out for these prophetic events, man, all right? So yeah, when it comes down to it, they are perfecting their weapons of mass destruction, and they brought what? A ship, a nuclear submarine that the United States fucking feared, and it has been upgraded to a new class of nuclear submarines. All right, why is that in the waters of Cuba? Why is there a convoy of nuclear warships holding hypersonic nuclear missiles? Just because they just want to have that there? They want to be 90 miles, away from America to have all these fucking weapons of mass destruction just for no reason? Or is there an alternative, ulterior motive behind this? All right, the Lord is just moving these chess pieces, man. The pawns in which these nations are likened unto, he's just putting them in different places, right? Setting them up for the ultimate, attack against America, Babylon the Great, which is the checkmate on the chessboard, all right? The ultimate destruction, the inevitable destruction of America, Babylon the Great, right? Can't make this up, man. Let's get this in the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 17 through 18. Behold, I will stir up the Medes. The Medes being who? The so-called Russians today. Behold, I will stir up the Medes. Stirring up goes into provoking, awakening, arousing, right? To provoking the spirit of war, right? Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Them who? America, Babylon the Great, the Babylonians, here in the Western Hemisphere, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. In other words, these so-called Russians are not going to be able to be swindled by your worldly possessions, coerced, bribed by your worldly possessions and materialisms. All right? They got one thing going through their mind: war, blood, destruction against you Babylonians, America, Babylon the Great. All right? Ultimately, that's who they have in mind. The destruction of America, Babylon the Great. You're not going to be able to talk with these niggas, man. You can't reason with them when they've been girded up for war. Against who? You Babylonians, man. America, Babylon the Great. Verse 18, right? Pertaining to their missiles. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity upon the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children, right? So look, the invasion's happening right as we speak. 3 years of the border being opened up, having what? All these heathen nations come through the border, the southern borders here in Texas, right? The borders in Arizona and wherever else these damn heathen nations are coming from. Land, air, sea, whatever it may be, right? But that invasion has happened to where there's these other countries, these other countries that have their troops here, man, that have come in the midst of so-called refugees, migrants, just in the midst of them with an ulterior motive, right? To bring forth the demise of America, Babylon the Great from the inside out. And now that they got their warships on the outside, they can bring forth the demise of America, Babylon the Great on the outside by means of nuclear destruction, man. So that's what this is talking about. Their bows, right? The nuclear, the missiles that are going to be launched off from wherever they are, whether it be in the ships or in Russia itself. They're going to launch off those bows and what? Dash the young men to pieces. Destroy the foundation of America, Babylon the Great, showing no pity, man. No sympathy for you Babylonians, right? Can't make this up, man. Cannot make this up. It says they're not going to spare your children, man. All right? When these troops start being made manifest out here, right? And they start killing everybody, bringing forth an uprising, right? Start killing masses of people, bringing forth the demise of America, Babylon the Great. Hey, just know Ezekiel 33 and 33 is going to be very heavy to you. And it's going to punch you in your fucking mouth. It's lucky for the vulgar language, right? Let's keep going. Let's get the book of Jeremiah. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 11. Make bright the arrows. Make bright, perfecting, forging more weapons of mass destruction. Right? Perfecting the intercontinental ballistic missiles by means of their superior technological advancements. Right? Make bright the arrows. Gather the shields. The Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. The so-called Russians today have been stirred up, aroused, provoked in the spirit of war, having evil eyes for who? America, Babylon the Great. And they're provoked in that spirit of war to ultimately what? To bring forth the most highest technologically advanced intercontinental ballistic missile they have to bring forth the demise of America, Babylon the Great. Right? Let's keep reading. It says, for his devices, or Salaki, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it. His device, right? His plans, right? By means of the intercontinental ballistic missiles. The plan to ultimately use those intercontinental ballistic missiles is against America, Babylon the Great, to destroy it. Because this is the wicked and sinful kingdom that the Bible speaks of. It says, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. All right? This is ultimately the Lord acting by means of the left-hand side, these Edomites, increasing them in that wisdom and knowledge to separate and split the atom to create a nuclear fission, right? To hold a fraction of the Most High's power, right? Within a nuclear weapon or in a missile, the arrows, right? To be able to rain down fucking hellfire upon America, Babylon the Great, right? He's working with these damn devils because he hates America, Babylon the Great, the wicked and sinful kingdom. This wicked ass and sinful kingdom that has done the most against us Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, man, so-called, us Hebrew Israelites. So he's wroth with this place, angry with the wicked every day. And he's gonna judge this bitch with great destruction by means of the intercontinental ballistic missiles. But first, the wars, the famines, the pestilences, the teeth of wild beasts, so-called natural disasters. We're seeing those signs, but he's going to send the ultimate plagues real soon, Lord willing, in the near future, which we see the signs of the times, right? Otherwise, Ratazah sooner than later, and he's going to bring it to pass, where the end of America, Babylon the Great, is going to be utterly destroyed, never inhabited again. All right? Let's keep going. Let's get this in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 9 through 14, verse 29, verse 41 through 42. We're going to bounce around, right? All right. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 9. For lo, meaning look, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. All right, talking about primarily the Medes, the so-called Russians today, and the assembly of great nations under them, the BRICS alliance. And they shall set themselves in array against her, who? America, Babylon the Great. From thence she shall be, from thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. All right, America's going to be utterly destroyed by means of what? Intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? And it says that their missiles, their arrows, are likened unto what? A mighty expert man. A mighty expert man with the bow and arrow misses not his mark, right? He don't miss his shot. He hits it surgically because he is well trained in that craft, in that trade. He's very skilled, right? Well, you don't think the Lord's skilled? The Lord's using these damn devils to perfect the arrows down here so those missiles can hit their fucking mark. That means the technological superiority that they have, the advancements that they're constantly upgrading in those missiles. Undetectable, surpassing speeds of sounds, course correction, all right, you name it. The missiles are fucking stacked, man. They are fucking stacked, and they will bring the demise of America, Babylon the Great. Continuing on. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All the pit and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 13. Because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, it shall not be inhabited. Where? America, Babylon the Great, shall not be inhabited. By means of what? The inevitable nuclear destruction that's going to come to this place, right? It says, but it shall be wholly desolate, wholly going into absolutely, completely, without inhabitants, right? Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, greatly surprised, shocked, astonished about how America, Babylon the Great, the ham of the whole earth, is what? Fucking destroyed, right? It says, everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues, all right? These people that in these other heathen nations are going to be shocked greatly, but they're also going to be like, well, yeah, because America thought that place was the shit. They thought they had the superiority of military power. This and that and the other, so on and so forth, right? Tanks in the minds of these other heathen nations, right? So yeah, these people are going to be greatly astonished at this shit that's happening here in America, Babylon the Great, being utterly cast down and destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. All right? Take a water break, Salaki. Bear with me. Salaki. All right, back in it. Going down to verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. All ye that have nuclear capabilities, man. All these heathen nations that have intercontinental ballistic capabilities, right? That are round about America, Babylon the Great. It says, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh. All right? Who? America, Babylon the Great, has sinned against Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh. All right? America has done all types of wickedness in the sight of the Lord, in which he delighteth not in. So therefore, this place has to be wiped off the face of the earth by means of intercontinental ballistic missiles. Right? Going to the precept, going down to verse 29. Call together the archers against Babylon. All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Right? All of you that have intercontinental ballistic missiles. Right? Nuclear capabilities in general. Right? Camp against America, Babylon the Great. Surround this bitch. Right? Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all she hath done, do unto her. She has been proud, haughty, arrogant against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Right? So look, the beginning stages of this is happening. These nations is what? Coming against America, Babylon the Great, camping against it. 90 miles off the coast of the Americas, man. In Cuba. You got the Chinese operating there too, right? They bought the missile base, if y'all still remember. And then you got the Russians there showing a united front with Cuba and the Chinese with fucking nuclear superiority. Nuclear fucking warships. Nuclear submarines, right? They're camping against America, Babylon the Great. And they're about to go in for the kill real soon. Real soon. America, Babylon the Great. Its inevitable destruction is at hand. All right? Jumping down to verse 41 to 42. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. All right, so a people shall come from the north country. These damn Russians, the Medes, the so-called Russians today, coming from the north country, right? And many great nations under them with many kings, the BRICS alliance, that are being raised up in that spirit of war. They're all on one accord with Russia, with having the same plans. America's the fucking enemy. Not too long ago, maybe like 3 years ago, fucking North Korea said that America, Babylon the Great, is the destroyer of peace, and it needs to be wiped off the face of the earth. That's biblical, man. And then that's when they became a part of BRICS. All right? Well, that's when they started to have ties with BRICS, right? So you can't make this up, man. These nations are looking at this whore with the same mindset. We got to kill this bitch. We got to destroy her. How are we going to do that? Nuclear missiles. We got our own nuclear missiles. We can give you the blueprints to ours so you can use it against them. They did that for Iran. North Korea gave Iran missiles as well, ICBMs. And then Iran started to develop their own intercontinental nuclear missiles, right? So you can't say this is not happening, all right? They're all coming together with one accord, saying what? Death to Babylon, America, Babylon the Great. Verse 42, they shall hold the bow and the lance. The lance, and they are cruel and will not show mercy. All right? The bow is the actual launching apparatus of the intercontinental ballistic missile. right? The silos, so to speak. The bow or the arrows or the lance is the actual projectile itself, right? The intercontinental ballistic missile, right? The projectile. Let's get into it. Lance, going into the Hebrew, Strong's H3591. Kaidon, a javelin, short sword, or dart. Something to strike, i.e. a dart, to thrust forward with the projectiles, man, that come out of the bow, the nuclear missiles, right? The Google definition for lance: a long weapon with a wooden shaft and a pointed steel head, formerly used by horsemen in charging. Harpoon, javelin, right? Something that is shot forward, thrust forward. A projectile that is launched forward. Missiles, man. Nuclear missiles. It says they are cruel and will not show mercy. Of course, these missiles are inanimate objects. They don't have a consciousness, nor can you reason with a nuclear missile. So, of course, yes, they are going to be cruel because they are programmed to do one thing and one thing only: launch from over there to over here. Simple. Right? Their voice shall roar like the sea. All right. When the missile begins to be launched off, right, the ignition point in which the missile is launched off, it sounds very loud, like a rushing, roaring sea, right? And they shall ride upon horses. Horses in this instance is metaphorical for power, right? When you see a horse trotting at full speed, it kicks up plumes of smoke, right? Dust clouds, so to speak. Trotting very powerfully, right? In like manner, these missiles are very powerful, leaving a smoke trail when they are launched off, right? Propelling themselves at hypersonic speeds, even surpassing hypersonic speeds, all right? Very fucking powerful missiles. Everyone put in array like a man to the battle, all right? All these missiles are going to be girded up for war, impenetrable and built for war. Course correction. Capabilities to surpass missile detection radar systems, as it says in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 1 through 11. Go read it for yourself, man. This is serious. These missiles are going to be able to evade radar detection systems here in America, Babylon the Great. All right? And it says what? They're going to be against thee, O daughter of Babylon. Who's the daughter of ancient Babylon? America, Babylon the Great. America, Babylon the Great. So this place is in for a rude awakening, man. All you Babylonians that don't believe that there is an inevitable demise coming to America, Babylon the Great, by means of war, look off 90 miles off the coast of Florida, man, and go see who the fuck is over there. They're watching, all right? They're watching. And soon to come to pass, they're going to initiate a full-scale nuclear invasion after the destruction from the inside out, after the troops are awakened, activated here in America, Babylon the Great, to bring forth the inevitable demise of America, Babylon the Great from the inside. Then it'll come from the outside by means of these missiles, man, once the MOTB is made manifest, all right? Because that has to come first before the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, right? All right, so look, transitioning over into the next topic, all right? The first topic was edifying. Going into topic number 2, Idaho government shuts down water supply of irrigation, right? To ultimately starve and bring forth a mass famine in America, Babylon the Great, all right? These damn devils are engineering the famine in many parts of America, Babylon the Great, where we receive most of the produce, most of the food. Idaho, here in Texas, they start to do what? They started to buy out farms, poisoning the land, burning down crop fields, killing off the cattle, engineering the famine, right? Now in Idaho, they're shutting down the water, so they don't water the damn farms to bring forth your vegetation, your agriculture, your food, right? To be able to harvest it, to distribute it to your damn grocery stores, right? They shutting that shit down. It's only a matter of time before the famine is made manifest on a whole nother level. Where your damn store warehouses is found empty, man. Empty. Famine is biblical prophecy. And it is coming to America, Babylon the Great. All right? So without further ado, let's dive into this. Bring this forth. Other one, Ratazada Highway and Hedge lesson is edifying. Let's get this in the book of Matthew. It's locked here. All right. The book of Matthew, chapter 25. Fuck it. Well, 6 through 8. All right. 7 is the point. The book of Matthew 24, 6 through 8. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. Right? We're in the beginning stages of hearing wars and rumors of wars. Right? But you're not to be troubled about these things. Shocked and astonished. Why? For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right? In other words, these things that we're seeing come to pass in these last days are inevitabilities. All right? These things are meant to happen. All right? It says, but the end is not yet, right? The end is not yet because there's other prophetic events that have to come to pass, come into fruition before the inevitable destruction, the demise of America, Babylon the Great, by means of the ultimate plague, the intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? One primary example of a prophecy that has to come first, right, is the one we're earnestly and yearning for to come to pass sooner than later, is the mandatoryization of the MOTB, the subdermal implantable microchip, the RFID microchip. Whether it be that they put it in your hand, your forehead, right, anywhere in your body, your physical anatomy, you receive it, you're condemned, right? And this damn devil's gonna have it to where you have to take this if you want to have a so-called quote-unquote normal life, to be able to buy and sell, right? Pertaining to the book of Revelations, chapter 13, verse 16 on down to 17. Go read it for yourself, all right? That is one prophecy that we're earnestly hoping and yearning for to come sooner than later. But we see the signs of the times, all right? We see this prophecy coming into fruition more evidently, all right? It's being made manifest even more so in these last days, right? Which that's the last topic that we're going to get into that as well, the MOTB, all right? But there's other prophecies that have to come into fruition before the end of America, all right? Verse 7, the nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. We see in the beginning stages of that right now, right? And there shall be famines, scarcities, shortages, lack of food, nourishment, sustenance to your body, right? To feed you, to nourish you, right? We've seen the beginning stages of that coming to pass, right? And pestilences, these plagues, these diseases, these sicknesses, these viruses coming to pass. We see the beginning stages of that. And there's other pestilences that are not mentioned in the book of the law that have to come into fruition, all right? Terrifying times. Those pestilences and plagues that are not mentioned in the book of the law, that are not known to any form of medical science, right? We see these things increasing on a whole nother level by means of the ones that are known to medical science, all right? How much more so the ones that are not known, the ones that are not in here? It's going to be grievous in these last days, all right? And earthquakes in diverse places, planetary tremors, earthquakes, right? Storms and tempests, these so-called natural disasters. When you go into it further, it also goes into commotions, uproars of the people, protests, riots, right? In many parts of the world, diverse places, right? What does it say next? All these are the beginnings of sorrows. This is just the beginning of the birth pains, the great sorrows to come, with greater evils to come. 2 Ezra 14 and 16, right? Go read it for yourself, right? So look, the famine is a part of the things we are to be aware of, to watch out for. Don't let these things catch you like a thief, because you're going to be caught up in a calamitous, destructive situation. If you're not watching, if you're not taking heed to the signs of the times, if you're not aware of the end that is being evidently made manifest to you, right? And we, us servants of prophets, which through faith we believe were the prophets, right? We hope we come in the vibration of the prophets of old, starting with our elders and apostles and bishops of great millstone on down to us at the lowest level, right? We hope and pray that we are, the servants of the prophets, which through faith we do believe, right? We're warning you about these things to come to pass, right? About the inevitable destruction, the fucking wars, the famines, the pestilences, right? So look, when it comes down to it, this is what you should be aware of. The scripture says what in 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1, straight to the point, where it says, measure thou the times diligently in itself, and when thou seest parts of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt know that the Most High shall begin to visit the world in which he made, roughly paraphrasing, right? These are some of those signs that we got to take into consideration, man. The famine, right? The things that are written aforetime are written for our learning, right? All the kingdoms of the past risen up into power, and their inevitable demise was by means of what? Wars, famines, pestilences, teeth of wild beasts, right? The same thing that we prophesied of old, because through faith we believe we're the prophets coming back. We're prophesying about the same thing in this modern day and age. Nothing new is under the sun, right? Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. Nothing new is under the sun. This place will fall out and be destroyed in like manner, and be brought forth in a different fashion of its destruction by means of the ultimate plague, the thermonuclear missiles. Just like how Sodom and Gomorrah got taken out, America, Babylon the Great, spiritual Sodom and Egypt 2.0 will be taken out in like manner. All right? But these are things you got to take heed to. And this is what we're warning you about. The famine. All right? The famine is biblical prophecy. Let's get the book of Jeremiah. All right? It's like I was fighting against the wind. All right, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 44 and verse 14. Verse 13, Slacker. For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt. Right? Not ancient Egypt or ancient captivity. Spiritual Sodom in Egypt, America, Babylon the Great. Right? You got to look at things more spiritually now. Look at the back of the dollar bill. Our ancient captivity is there. The pyramid, ancient Egypt, our first captivity. The second picture, the emblem of an eagle, the logo of an eagle with a shield or a crest, whatever it may be, right? Our present captivity, America, Babylon the Great. The Roman Empire reincarnated. Spiritual Sodom in Egypt 2.0, right? Come on now. For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, America, Babylon the Great, as I have punished Jerusalem by the sword, by means of wars, by famine, scarcity, shortages, lack of food, nourishment, and sustenance, and by the pestilence, these sicknesses, these diseases, viruses, right? Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to bring forth what to Egypt? All these calamitous events, war, pestilence, and famine to this wicked ass and sinful kingdom, just as he did us in the ancient times for our rebelliousness, for our transgression against the Most High. our God, our power, right? In like manner, he's going to do it to present modern day in Egypt, right? And only save what? A remnant, a chosen, an elect. Let's keep going. Let's get the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 1. All right, and it reads, this is very heavy too. For behold, the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, the Lord of hosts, the God of armies, heaven's armies, doeth take away from Jerusalem, right? You got to understand, we're a people before we are a place, right? And we are all collectively where? In captivity presently. America, Babylon the Great, right? So you're going to take away from who? Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians in America, Babylon the Great, that do not serve him in all truth and sincerity, fear and trembling. What is he going to take? He's going to take from Jerusalem and Judah, both northern and southern kingdom, the stay and the staff, right? The stay and the staff. Let's go into that further. The stay, going into the Hebrew concordance, Strong's H 4937, Mashain, Salakia, Mashain, a support of sustenance. A support of sustenance. What's sustenance? The maintaining of someone or something in life or existence by food or drink, nourishment. He's going to what? Take away from Jerusalem and Judah the stay and the staff. What's the staff? The staff, going into the Hebrew concordance, Strong's H 4939, Mashaina, which is support of all kind. Support of all kind. Daily bread, means of keeping body and soul together. Provisions, food, nourishment, food, right? Victuals, provisions, right? Sustenance in general. The Lord is going to take away from both northern kingdom, southern kingdom, that are here presently in captivity in America, Babylon the Great, the wicked and sinful kingdom. He's going to take away what? Your food, right? By having it happen by means of what? The supply chain crisis. Having these damn devils engineer a famine. The Most High Yahweh knows we like to eat, right? And he knows that we have need of these things to be nourished, to live, right? One of the similar terms for what sustenance goes into, means of keeping body and soul together. That is the only way that this harmonious unity within soul and body is able to be together, by means of nourishment and sustenance. All right? If you don't feed yourself, you'll die. And then that harmony is split. That bond between spirit and body, flesh, is disconnected because you go back to the heavens. Because the body is malnourished now. Right? So look, the Most High knows we have need of these things. So if you do not come to him in all truth and sincerity, fear and trembling, he's going to what? Have you be in the midst of the famine without a hedge of protection, fucking malnourished, destroyed, killed, out here because you don't want to come serve him in all truth and sincerity, fear and trembling. Give reverence unto our God, our power. Come back, right? Let's keep going. It gets heavy. Let's get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 5. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, verse 16, straight to the point. When I shall send upon them, here in America, Babylon the Great, primarily against who? You Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, so-called, that are contrary unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that do not want to serve him in all truth and sincerity, fear and trembling, right? He's going to send upon you what? Evil arrows of famine, lack of food, nourishment, and sustenance, right? Which shall be for their destruction. He's going to send a famine upon you for your destruction, in which I will send to destroy you. And I will increase the famine upon you and will break your staff of bread. Support of every kind by means of sustenance and nourishment, bringing forth an inevitable supply chain crisis by having this damn devil engineer a famine, man. And we see the beginning of it. It's only a matter of time before these store warehouses is found empty with no food, man. Then you're gonna be out here confused as hell, perplexed. Why the hell is this happening? What the fuck is going on? Well, you should know that it's biblical prophecy for the inevitable demise of America, Babylon the Great. And famine is one of those calamities that are gonna hit this bitch to bring forth mass starvation and great fucking death to this wicked ass bitch. America, Babylon the Great. Primarily against who? You Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, so-called. And let's keep going. Let's get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4. Chapter 4, verse 16 through 17. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem. Like I said, when you go into the blue letter, right, Jerusalem, it says a people before a place. Not in those words exactly, but that's what it basically says. All right, the people in which they reside, or something like that along those lines. So Jerusalem, we're a people before we're a place, right? So Yahweh Bashmir is gonna break the staff of bread, the supply chain, and bringing forth nourishment and sustenance to who? Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, so-called, here in America, Babylon the Great, because that's where we are collectively all together, right? In captivity. It says, behold, I will break your staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight. Food by weight. In other words, rationing your meals, man. That's how bad it's going to be. And with care, and they shall drink by weight, or it's like a drink by measure. And with astonishment. Let's get that word. What's astonishment? Great surprise, disbelief, bewilderment, perplexity, amazement, shock, and confusion. Like I said, you're going to be doing these things or looking at the things that are happening in these store warehouses, finding that it's suddenly empty, not knowing what the fuck is going on, bringing forth great confusion, perplexity here in America, Babylon the Great, right? And when you do get food, you're going to have to ration it out because that's all you got. That's all you got. You're going to have to measure it by weight, by pound, by gallon for water, or pints, whatever it may be. You're going to have to ration out your meals throughout the week. That's how bad the famine is going to be. And it's going to be even to the point where there is no food. There is no sustenance. There is no nourishment. There is none of those things. That people are going to resort to the ultimate extreme. Cannibalism. Right? Cannibalism. Can't make that up. We'll get into that in the next scripture because it leads me to there. All right? Getting verse 17. It says that they may want bread and water and be stoned one to another and consumed away for their iniquity. All right? Pertaining to you Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, if you do not come out of the ways, fashions, and behaviors of America, Babylon the Great, return unto the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, in all truth and sincerity, fear and trembling, right? Serve him to the best of your ability. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, rehearsing the righteous acts to the best of your ability, because we're not perfect, right? You're going to be consumed away in your iniquities, in your sins, because you have not come out of that shit. You have not come out of the ways, fashions, and behaviors of America, Babylon the Great. You have not come out of the ways in which the Lord delights not in, and you have not returned unto him. So therefore, he's going to have you consume away in your iniquities by having a grievous fucking calamity overtake you. And it could potentially be by means of what? Famine, man. Famine. All right. Like I said, this leads me to the point. Let's go to Leviticus. Right? Because like I said, people are going to be resorting to the ultimate extreme in what? Eating their damn children. All right? Their fucking children, right? All right. The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 on down to 29. And when I have broken the staff of your bread, right? This support of all kind by means of sustenance, nourishment, right? To be able to nourish your body by means of food, right? When he has broken the staff of bread by means of the supply chain crisis, by means of having this devil be the actual active pawn to engineer the famine, right? When he has completely fulfilled that, right? What's going to happen? 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven, all right? Not necessarily 10 women baking your bread, but in a metaphorical sense of what? 10 or a complete number of families, right? Because the woman is the one that cooks and how should I say? Supplies, Salakia. The woman is the one that cooks and supplies the food to her husband and to the family, right? So not necessarily 10 women. 10, a complete amount of families are going to be able to cook in one oven, one meal. That's how bad it's about to be, all right? It could be 3 families of 5. That's 15 heads. You got to feed 15 mouths, right? And you got to ration out the food in one oven, a full course meal that's probably made for 3 people. So come on, this is the time we're coming into. It says 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven, and they shall deliver you your bread again by weight, rationing out this meal, man. And it says what? And ye shall eat and not be satisfied. It's going to be to the point where you're like, man, I shouldn't have even fucking tasted nothing. You're going to be like, man, I shouldn't have even tasted anything. Fuck. Because I want more now. And when people are hungry, you'll see the true fucking colors on them. You're going to see how they truly act and operate when niggas is hungry as hell out here. Right? Like I said, they're going to resort to the ultimate extreme. Let me not get ahead of myself. Let's listen. And if ye will not for all this hearken unto me, but walk contrary unto me, then I, right, the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, will walk contrary unto you, meaning against you, also in fury, and even I will chastise you 7 times for your sins. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is going to bring forth more calamitous events upon you, even greater for your sins. 7 times to be exact. 7 goes into what? Perfection, man. No, a completion. So a complete amount of chastisements upon you is going to be brought forth upon your ass. Because you have walked contrary to the Lord. You're not turned unto him in all truth and sincerity, fear and trembling. All right? It's lucky, I don't know what happened. But yeah, since you have walked contrary unto the Lord, he's going to walk contrary unto you. Simple. Now, how is that going to happen? He's going to have you resort to the ultimate extreme. By means of what? This verse 29. And ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters ye shall eat. You're going to resort to what? Cannibalism. Eating your children, man. eating your fucking fruit, your sons, your daughters. You're going to be looking at them as a fucking delicacy. And you can't say that's not right, that's not true. The Lord won't do that. Well, guess what? The Lord's going to do it because he said so, because within the scriptures. And it happened before. He going to make it happen again, man. All right? Ain't nothing new under the sun. Khan, brother, Khan. Be safe, Baba Shah. Circumspect, vigilant. You already know. All right? So look, Yahweh Shah is going to have you what? Consume your own fucking family members in this family. That's how bad it's going to be out here, man. All right? Don't think that the Lord is just going to be on your behalf because, oh, the Lord is great. The Lord is merciful. The Lord is on my side. He's full of compassion and mercy. Yeah. Boy, and provoked to wrath and anger. He's terrible, man. The Lord terrible, man. Let's get it. Let's get the book of Jeremiah 42 and 22. All right. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 42 and verse 22. No. Now therefore know certainly that ye shall die by the sword. Let's get into this real quick. What's certainly? Certainly goes into undoubtedly, definitely, surely, beyond question, undeniably, irrefutably, right? Meaning what? Absolutely guaranteed. What? Now, therefore, know certainly, undoubtedly, without question, that you shall die by the sword by means of the wars, by famine, the lack of food, nourishment, and sustenance, right? And by the pestilence, the sicknesses, the diseases, these plagues, these viruses, right? In the place whether ye desire to go and to sojourn. So it don't matter wherever the fuck you go. One of these calamitous events is going to overtake your ass. No matter where you desire to go and leave, from this city to that city because it's peaceful over there. They got more food over there. No matter where the fuck you go, the Lord is going to follow your ass and kill you, man. That means the wars, pestilences, and famines. Because you have walked contrary to him, and he's going to walk contrary to you and be a fucking nightmare unto all of y'all. Here in America, Babylon the Great. And we hope and pray that we're going to be protected from the said perils, man. We're earnestly yearning to be protected, to escape and evade all the destructive calamities of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. Because that's terrifying. This is what the Lord is going to do in a greater time. Now, in this present day and age. This generation that shall not pass. All right? The wicked ass and sinful generation. Within the midst of this sinful and wicked kingdom. America, Babylon the Great. All right? So that's it I had on that topic as well. All right? Adawan Ratazar, that topic was edifying. Moving into the last topic. The mandatoryization of the MOTB. This is just going to be another MOTB update. All right? I did a lesson yesterday. We're just going to go through the motions of it again today out on the highways. So you mundanes can't say you weren't warned about these things, all right? Mundanes meaning people from this world, of this world, right? So without further ado, this is the MOTB update. Elon Musk has come up with a new upgrade to his MOTB. The brain chip, the BCI, brain computer interface chip, right? He has come up with a new upgrade for it, where it's going to be able to what? Is going to be able to cure, right, neurological diseases, so-called paralysis, sleep disorders, impairment of speech, thinking, incoherency, walking, all these things, right? He says he's going to be able to recorrect the severed neurons in your brain by means of this upgraded Neuralink that's going to be able to recorrect and cure neurological disorders, right? Those fucking miracles on the left-hand side are going to be crazy, man. All right? Let's get into this script. Let's get into these scriptures, man. All right? If you want to know more about what I'm speaking on, I did a lesson on it yesterday. Go take heed to that. All right? Because it also has the article with the video that you can go click and learn from it. All right? So without further ado, let's dive into this MOTB update once again. Transitioning from yesterday to today. All right? Other one rocks is terrifying. All right? So we're going to open up with this. We're going to get the book of Ecclesiasticus. All right. The book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10 through 13. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right? Never trust thine enemy. All right? When you go into the scriptures, you start to connect dots. Precept upon precept. Line upon line. Right? Here a little, there a little. Roughly paraphrasing that scripture, right? You start to put together that the enemy of us, Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, so-called, are who? The Edomites. These so-called self-proclaimed white people, right? And you are to never trust them, right? It says, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Think about this. An iron blade, if it is neglected from being polished and furbished, right? It'll start to accumulate rust, right? But that's Esau, man. He likes to bring forth this facade as this knight in white shining armor. The superhero, so to speak, right? But at some point, he's gonna fucking neglect his fucking, his swindling, his coercive words. And people are gonna start putting shit together like, nigga, that's not right, bro. And his wickedness is going to show forth. Therefore, then you're going to know that his wickedness has not been altogether wiped away, right? Let's read verse 2 or verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, though he seems to be all peace, meek, and humble to you, swearing in his fucking members that he has your best interest at heart, that he has, that he wants to help you. He cares about your well-being. Take good heed of him, right? It says what? Yet take good heed and beware of him. Why? Because he's ultimately trying to fucking coerce you or swindle your mind into believing that he is not an adversary. What is that? That he is your one of your people in arms, so to speak. That he is a friend, a brother, so to speak. Right? It says, though he humble himself and go crouch and take good heed and beware of him, right? He's going to try to manipulate you, make you think that he's about you, that he got your back. It says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou wiped the looking glass, right? You're going to start to put two and two together, piecing the fucking broken pieces, connecting the dots. Being able to look through him, spiritually discern, and see like, damn, it's you, bro. You've been trying to kill me the whole time. It's your ass. You've been trying to kill me. You're going to find out that what? We're going to be able to see right through him and see all his wickedness, right? That he's been plotting and ploying against us Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, right? It says, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. you're going to know that what? He is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. He is not your friend. He is not someone that comes in a peaceful vibration. No, he is someone that comes with lying and coercive words to ultimately backstab you in the end so you can trust him. So you can trust him. That's why it says never trust thine enemy. We out here warning you by means of these precepts, right? Now let's get it. This is verse 13, getting straight to the point. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come wild, any such as come nigh wild beast, right? Take this for example. I'm walking on a path. There's a fucking rattlesnake here in Texas, right? There's a rattlesnake in these parts. We're literally on the path of my hiking, so to speak. That's the shortcut though. I go the other way and avoid danger. I hearken to the situation at hand. And I'm wise, I'm prudent. And then I see someone else going there that doesn't know. But I'm warning you about the said peril that's down there. The inevitable destruction that you're gonna receive. Hey, chill out. I know that's a shortcut, but hey, go the long way, you're gonna be good because there's a snake down there that's gonna bite the shit out you. And you'll die from paralysis. Oh, I ain't scared of no snake. I don't believe that bullshit, I'm good. Okay, they go down there, they get bit the fuck up. You hear them yelling for help. Hey, I'm not gonna fucking pity you because I done told your ass. Now that's the judgment of the Lord. We're not gonna show no sympathy, no pity upon the ones that fucking want to be in Esau's asshole, man. Hearkening unto this damn devil's so-called wickedness. Believing that he is literally some fucking messianic figure. That he's here to save you. That he's here to work and work on your behalf. Hell no. We're warning you, contrary to that. He's ultimately, if you continuously hearken unto him, he will be your inevitable demise. He's our enemy. And we're here to bridge that gap. We're here to warn you about that shit. All of you, Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, so-called. The damn devil is our enemy. The so-called self-proclaimed white man is our enemy. He's not white, he's red. All right? His blood shows forth through his skin. He's translucent. A pinkish, reddish, ruddy color. All right? So yeah, the damn devil, our adversary, is who? Esau. And if you keep hearkening to this damn devil, he will be your demise. But we warned you, and we're not going to have no sympathy nor pity for your ass. When you die, because you want to take heed to Esau, call him sorry. One less wicked ass, simple ass minded nigga in the world. Right? So let's keep going. Let's get the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. Bear with me, fight against the wind. You know how it is. All right. The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, his la'ab, his mind, where his thoughts dwell and reside. Right? So look, he's telling you by means of this MOTB that it's going to help you. It's going to be able to cure neurological disorders. It's going to be able to help you mitigate stress so you don't have to go get over-the-counter drugs and medicine and poison. This can correct it, this microchip in your brain, because it starts to recorrect the neurons that are damaged and replace them with artificial neurons to what? Ultimately correct you in your way, to make you whole again, to make you renewed, right? To cure you. Of course, right? Hell no. You don't take that shit. That's some bullshit. How can you really be healed by artificial means, by technological advancements? This shit makes no fucking sense. If it's not a miracle from the Most High, it's not a miracle, man. And he's gonna swindle the minds of all these people, that take this shit. Oh, you're gonna be good, and people are gonna be like, damn, this is a miracle from God. God must be dealing with this white person, with this damn Edomite, because he got the technology to help people. And that's why we're going to be demonized, because we're telling you that's not a miracle, right? Because that's done by artificial means. And people are going to be like, oh, you're fucking evil. You're the wicked. Not this damn Edomite. Blah, blah, blah. So on and so forth, right? Great persecution, right? So we're just warning you. We're warning you about these things. Take heed and hearken while the word is still accessibly available unto you. Because you're not going to be able to receive this wisdom and knowledge anymore in the near future, when Esau come down with great wrath and persecutes us for bringing forth the truth, creating what? And engineering the famine of the word, man. Hearken to this word of truth before it's too late, right? It says his words were softer than oil, but yet were they drawn swords. He's telling you all this shit to get you to be in a peaceful state of mind with him, so you can lower your guard, take what the fuck he says as law, receive his mark, then he can backstab your ass and look at you and point and say, ha ha, I got you. I got more of the people of the Most High by them taking the mark of the beast. He got more people to take the anti-Hamashiach mark, all right? That's what he's gonna do. That's what he's ultimately trying to do, is ultimately backstab you. That's why you gotta hearken now, take heed now, connect the dots now, while there was yet still time, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come, and all these calamities start to happen, and this damn devil come down with great wrath, takes us off the highways and hedges, and we can't rebuke, reprove, and exhort you anymore, man. By means of what? Not our own vain knowledge, but the wisdom and knowledge in accordance with the Holy Scriptures, man. All right? Continuing on, let's keep moving. Let's get this in the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 7, straight to the point. The instruments also of the terror are evil. His instruments, which are what? His superior technological advancements. The wisdom and knowledge I gave him on the left-hand side to conjure up his technological advancements, right? And in this instance, we're talking about what? The MOTB, right? So look, the instruments of what? The instruments of the churl, the mean-spirited person, the Edomites, that's what churl goes into, are evil, right? They're evil, they are wicked. His devices are wicked. And they're ultimately going to put your ass to death if you fucking believe it. If you believe that that shit is going to help you. This damn devil will ultimately be your demise, because his devices are evil. His devices are made manifest to ultimately put your ass to death, to kill you, to backstab you. That's why he uses all these big ass technical terminologies to bring forth something that's so wicked. Oh yeah, we're going to be able to heal and cure neurological disorders and to help people have a normal life again. They're going to be able to walk, talk, speak, listen, hear, see, and be able to function as a normal person in society again. Using all these simple ass fucking words, smoothing and soothing the minds of the people, making them believe that what he's saying is true. But ultimately, he's drawing swords because he's gonna backstab your ass when you fucking take it, man. All right? That's why it says the instruments of the churl are evil, because he's a mean-spirited person and his technological advancements are evil, man. He deviseth wicked devices, right? He deviseth what? Meaning he plots, he conjures up what? Wicked devices, tricks, plots, schemes by means of making this subdermal implantable micro chip to implant into you, for he can laugh at your ass and point at you like, ha, I got your ass. I got you. I made your ass take the mark of the beast that your people was telling you about. But you listen to me, the wicked that the Bible speaks of, right? You listen to who? The churl, which is the evil and wicked, mean-spirited person, and took his instrument, his device, which is evil. Evil goes into wicked. It is a wicked device, and if you take it, you're going to be put to death, man. Simple. You got to receive this wisdom and knowledge while there is yet still time, because the inevitable destruction of America, Babylon, the great is nigh, man. The inevitable famine of the word is about to be made manifest. The persecution, so on and so forth. All these said perils, man, that are going to ultimately keep us off the street from bringing forth this wisdom and knowledge that is ultimately going to be your stability in the time to come. Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, which is by means of what? This wisdom and knowledge. Not the wisdom and knowledge of this world, but the wisdom and knowledge from the heavens, the throne of the Most High Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, in accordance with the Holy Scriptures, man. All right? So don't hearken to these damn devils. Don't believe they smooth and cunning tactics, right? Their ploys, their tricks. Don't believe it, because it is ultimately going to be your inevitable demise. 2 Corinthians 2:11, that's my last one.
All right, so this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
Right, Satan, speaking about who? These damn devils, right? Starting with the hierarchy rulers right now, the elites, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers, the 12 banking families, right? Etc. Starting with them, all right? They come in the vibration, the energy of Satan.
For we are not ignorant of his devices.
We are not ignorant, lacking awareness, wisdom, and knowledge, right? We are not uneducated about certain things in a particular area. In instance, or for instance, speaking about the subdermal implantable micro chip, right? We're not ignorant, unlearned, uneducated, nor unsophisticated, or unaware of his superior technological advancements, right? We are truly able to discern, decipher, read between the lines, so to speak, right? And be able to know that his cunning tactics, his cunning ploys are ultimately against who? The unlearned. The ones that are not able to see these things. But that's where we are put in place to bridge the gap, so you can understand, so you can further grasp the understanding of the things that are made manifest in the world, and to not take these things. When it comes to the MOTB, it is a subdermal implantable micro chip that is going to be put into your hand or in your brain, your metapon, which is your forehead, the space between the eyes, right? Your brain. A lot of BCIs coming out, right? Come on, you got to connect the dots. We're not ignorant to his fucking devices, his tricks, his plots, his schemes that he ultimately wants to bring forth upon who? The masses of the people in the world, but primarily against who? The chosen, man. Israel. Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, so-called. Us Hebrew Israelites, man. The true people of the Most High. That's who he wants to get. He wants to become our demise. So when the Lord come back, the Lord got no people to save or redeem. But that's why it says, what? These saints should get an advantage of us. If, because there is a remnant that's going to come back, return, and have the docile, or the docile, right? The unction, that understanding, the Holy Spirit, this wisdom and knowledge, the comprehension of the Holy Scriptures, right? To be able to comprehend these things in these last days, right? And elect a remnant, a chosen of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai, will be able to understand these things, comprehend them, and refrain from taking such a thing, right? Because like I said, if you take these things, you're going to reap the repercussions to your actions, which is an inevitable destruction by means of noisome and grievous source, right? And the ultimate purification agent, fire. Fire is going to burn your ass away, all the way the fuck around. Where you're not going to be even, there's going to be no proof of your existence whatsoever. Evaporated, turned into dust. All right? So at least Satan should get an advantage of us. We're not ignorant of his tricks, his plots, his schemes, his ploys, his cunning tactics, his evil purpose, which is ultimately against us Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, man, by bringing forth what? The MOTB, right? All right. So that's all the scriptures that I wanted to bring forth. All right. Like I said, you can get more information on the MOTB lesson that I did in depth, that I did yesterday on my channel. All right. Go take heed to the MOTB update. All right. And it says yesterday's date. Can't make that up. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to shut this lesson down. All right. By closing out and facing the east, and giving the much due all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruchakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles and bishops of Great Millstone GMS that taught us this truth and that rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. For you, sincere Aki and Wa Aqua, sincere brothers and few amounts of sincere sisters that are tuned into this Highway and Heads lesson. Adawan, Ratiza, Lord willing, that this Highway and Heads lesson was edifying and exhorting unto you, straight to the point, plain upon the tables. All right. I'm your brother Ayam Nawala, representing W4Y out here in Houston, Texas, 77089. Without further ado, we're going to shut it down. Until next time, Lord willing, shalom. Yabba Shema Shabbat Rakatam.